What is up, everybody? I know that everyone has been doing videos about what the market recap was for 2024, but I'm getting right into the numbers for what has actually happened for the month of December. And then we're going to actually use this data to compare it to what actually happened last month. So this type of information is imperative for you if you're trying to actually sell a property or even purchase a property. Now, many of the statistics are showing year over year. I'm not sure if that's something of value for you if you are in the market to actually start taking action today. So I usually provide these types of reports, which are very comprehensive. I do this so that I can arm you with the knowledge so that you're not taken advantage of. So I highly recommend that when we go through these videos, to pause the video wherever you see some statistics or charts. I'll basically be going over them in brief, and then you can actually pause the video and analyze them in further detail if needed. If you have any questions regarding any of these stats, real estate market itself, you're looking at perhaps trying to sell a property in this market and trying to figure out what should you do, I highly recommend you give me a call via my Calendly link. The link is in the bio below, and it's a free consultation regarding mortgages, real estate, and real estate investing. So please feel free to use the link. Now let's get into two markets that I have been kind of bullish on for some time, and now that the market has retraced a bit, prices are actually looking really good to take advantage of. Being in these types of markets, they are very investor driven. And so if you are a seller, perhaps, you're potentially able to offload your property because you actually have investor interest also. The Bank of Canada is actually looking at reducing rates by spring. I thought that we would actually be looking at Q3 as the area where the Bank of Canada would be reducing rates, but maybe they see something that is far more troubling and they're going to need to reduce rates sooner. So let's get into the details of what has happened in Hamilton, Ontario and Barrie, Ontario. So first market we're going to look at is Hamilton, Ontario, and here are the numbers. I'm going to be doing more of a comparison between what has happened from last month, and feel free to go to some of my older Hamilton videos or Barrie videos, and then you can actually take the data and then compare it to what happened in October or previously. I like to look at the previous month just so that we can get a sentiment of what direction the market potentially could be heading into. December market tends to be a slower market, which could be a blessing. So January will be a telling month for us to see exactly what happens with the amount of listings, but we will keep a close eye, and hopefully for everyone's sake, whether you're a buyer or a seller, you hope that the market just stays fairly consistent and doesn't become some erratic market where there's a bunch of buyers in the market and not enough inventory, and then we get into the same problems that we've had a few years back. The first thing that we're going to be looking at is in Hamilton, Ontario, you've got the months of supply at 4 months, and that's up again 15.1% year over year. If you look at what happened last month, we were actually at 4.2 months of supply. So the actual supply has reduced in Hamilton. The average days on market, we are now at 38.9. We are up 11.9%. Last month, actually, we were at 30 days. So we've got about another 9 days extra of homes sitting on the market. The number of new listings, we've only had 309 new listings in Hamilton, and last month we were actually at 883. So I think we were thinking that this number of 883 was going to continue to go up, which would have just naturally put downward pressure on the housing market and reducing prices further. By having the number of new listings reduced is actually a good thing. We'll see how this plays out in the month of January as the market tends to pick up a little bit more. If we look at the total number of sales, we're at 296. Last month, again, we were at 404. So here's an interesting graph, and it basically provides literally everything that I've said all in one chart. But what I tend to look at is the relationship between that blue and the green bars. And the closer those are to each other, obviously shows that the market is robust. Now, if you look at all the months pretty much from May onward, the disparity between the number of sales and new listings was quite significant. And being the month of December, you're going to see those very close to each other. And you can see what happened in January of 2022. We were also very close together. So the main number that everyone is probably looking at is going to be the residential average. And so the residential average right now in Hamilton across all dwelling types, okay, this is $760,000. It's up 1.2% year over year, which is still a nice sign to see considering 2022 was a very difficult year. And last month we were at 755,000. Here you've got the amount of inventory. We're at 1,179. Last month's inventory we were at 1,695. So obviously during the Christmas market, you're seeing a lot of homes coming off market because the lack of activity. People are in holiday season. They're not going to be coming around. I'll give you a quick story. I had a listing which I had to put up for the 23rd, and I was actually contemplating putting it up in the new year, but the seller wanted to have this up. So we said, okay, fine, let's do it. We had quite a lot of momentum going into the showings for the homes. Even during the holiday season, and was sold in 7 days. So here you'll be able to see the benchmark pricing. Detached, we're at 804,000. Semi-detached 708, row homes are 644, and apartments at $476,000. So here you will be able to see a nice monthly comparison from year over year for each dwelling type, and it shows that we're higher than what happened the previous year. And I really do believe that we are going to be creeping up closer to the 10-year average. 2024 and 2025 look fairly promising. In this chart here, really cool, it basically shows us where the majority of the activity took place. So you can see that in 2021, when there was a run up, you can see the activity that was taking place between 1 to 1.5 million. And even in 2021 from 8 to about $1 million. But now you can see the majority of the activity has taken place between the $600,000 and $800,000 range. And that pretty much will tell you exactly where the activity has taken place. It took place in Hamilton Mountain, followed by Stoney Creek, and then Hamilton Center, and followed closely by Hamilton East. The other market that I actually have been looking at is Barrie, Ontario. Now, Barrie, Ontario is very attractive right now because A, the price points are great, and second is because the municipality is actually opening up more areas for development. So they're now setting up site plans for their commercial areas and new residential development areas, along with the integration of conversions on existing properties, whether they are single family, to be converted into triplexes. Purpose-built rental properties are going to be a very big thing out in Barrie. We're going to be taking a look at Barrie, Ontario's figures, and let's take a look at the core numbers, which are basically for the main dwelling types, the main property types. And in Barrie, Ontario, as you can see here, we've got detached being the majority, followed by towns and condo apartments. So here we have all property types. You can see the median price for the month of December is $675,000. And last month we were actually at $650,000. So an increase of $25,000 just from November to December. And here you can see now what happened in the detached market segment. We are now at $817,000. And last month we were at $770,000. So again, a $47,000 increase there. Moving on to freehold towns, we've got price point now, the median price point of $610,000, and we were at $611,000. So pretty flat market there, a decrease of $1,000. And finally, we've got condo apartments in Barrie at $472,000. Last month we were at $497,000, so a decrease there. I hope you found the content of value today. Be sure to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. Be sure to share this video if you know somebody that is in the market and can use this information to their advantage. Be sure to share it with them, as my only goal is to ensure that we arm you with the most amount of information as possible to make you a better real estate investor. Until next time, stay informed and make wise financial decisions.